The Battle of the Tides of Blood. The sea glacier world of Pelagos Thalis was in its long night when the warband came. They were the Crimson Rend, a splinter of the World Eaters that had prowled the Great Rift like hungry sharks, their armor stained in ancient gore. Drawn by reports of rich gene stock and untainted forges beneath the ice cities, they descended in drop pods like iron meteors, roaring their god's name. The Silent Guard, loyalist scions of the Alpha Legion, responded with the precision of a knife in the dark. Cloak fields shimmered along their armor, their serpent skin patterns bending light as they struck from beneath the tide. Yet for all their mastery of misdirection, the Guard found themselves in a war of attrition. The Crimson Rend's frothing berserkers cared nothing for feints or withdrawals. They advanced in howling tides, chain axes screaming over the storm winds. It was then, in the frozen shadow of the Leviathan spires, that the Silent Guard met them, the Red Hunters. At first, the Guard believed them another splinter of Angron's spawn, their crimson and bone warplate, their chain sigils, their feral, broad-shouldered silhouette in the gloom. But the Red Hunters bore the markings of loyal service, their heraldry marked with imperial litanies and the sigils of the Ordo Astartes. Leading them was Centurion Carthos, clad in cataphracti Terminator armor, so old it bore the weld marks of the Great Crusade. At his side stalked the relic Contemptor dreadnought Oathrot, a god machine of rusted adamantine whose chain fist could shear the keel from a strike cruiser. Its vox emitted nothing but a low, rattling growl. Its pilot, a warrior from the days when Angron still trod the soil of Nuceria, now bound to the throne's will. The Red Hunters had come under direct inquisitorial writ, hunting the Crimson Rend for decades. The meeting between the two chapters was wary. The Silent Guard's nature, veiled in secrecy, clashed with the Red Hunters' sanctioned ruthlessness. But beneath the glacial cliffs, there was no time for distrust. The enemy howled closer. The plan was forged in moments. The Guard would bleed the World Eaters through misdirection and shadow, luring them to the Tidebreak Chasm, where the Red Hunters would descend in a hammer blow. And so it was. The Guard flickered in and out of the snow haze, cloaks rippling with false images, drawing the berserkers into a narrowing canyon of ice. When the Red Hunter struck, it was with the force of an orbital bombardment. Cataphractii Terminators smashed through the berserkers' ranks, their power fists caving ceramite and bone alike. The Oathrot tore into the enemy's command cadre, its chain fist spraying arterial vapor into the sub-zero air. The Silent Guard struck from the flanks, bolt fire bursting from the fog, their blades finishing what the Hunters had broken. Hours later, the ice was red, and the surviving World Eaters fled into the warp, their warband fractured.